Alright guys, this is the End of Oak Street trailer. I have actually watched this. This isn't like a trailer reaction. But I thought we would talk about it. We will watch the trailer. But I want to talk about it because we're starting to see the turning of the tide, I think. We're starting to see movies that we used to get fairly often. In the era of VHS and home video, right? We used to get movies like this, which were big risks. Yeah, they were big risks. They were non-franchise movies. They were just films, right? And the movie studio would see them as a relative, well, not a big risk really, but they would be able to outweigh whatever potential risk they saw financially because they would, generally speaking, make up for it on VHS. They'd make quite a lot of money if they didn't make anything at the box office. And I just feel like we're seeing a bit of a turning of the tide. And this movie, in my head, is pretty exemplary of that. So let's take a watch, right? 19 hours old, and it has got nearly 3.5 million views, which for a random film is pretty good. That's pretty damn good for just a random film that Warner Brothers has greenlit.
Mom? What's happening to us? I think our house. Our neighborhood. Our whole street. Has moved.
How the hell is that even possible? Oh my God, run!
Madness, right? What a weird premise for a film. You know? So, basically, their entire street, their entire block, street, whatever, has, as she says, moved. You can see it here. Just transported, casually. It's a prehistoric dinosaur period. Okay. Right, but this looks... I mean, I want to see it. I want to watch this. I want to watch this in the theatres. It's been filmed for IMAX as well. What an interesting concept. What an original, well, quote unquote original, because of course I'm sure someone will say, no, this has been done before. It's like this. It's like that. Yeah, I get it. I get it. But it's not. It's an original property. It's not an IP. It's not a franchise. It's just a random property. I will say some of the colour grading is poo. You know, we could get a bit more vibrancy here with this colour grading stuff. But I will, off the back end of that comment, it is from the same writer and director of It Follows. So the director of It Follows, right? So they have like a very specific look to their films. If you remember It Follows, it's very reminiscent of what you're seeing here, editing-wise, colour grading-wise. So I don't loop this in with the same standardised Hollywood buffoonery we've had lately, where everything looks drib and drab, because that seems to be his thing at the moment. But what a great idea! Like, what a wicked concept! Just completely flung back in time. You know, it's fascinating. What a fascinating concept. And we used to get these movies all the time. And we've just stopped. Because a lot of companies now will not... And Hollywood has done it to themselves. The movie industry, Hollywood in general, has shot themselves in the foot by cannibalizing their second and third revenue streams. So, secondary revenue streams would be home rental. Third revenue streams would be now streaming. And what Hollywood studios have done is they've gone, well, wait a minute. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess they technically didn't really cannibalize. Well, no, they have. So I was going to say they haven't cannibalized secondary revenue streams. The advent of like streaming cannibalized that. But they could still sell. They could still rent out the VHS and, well, not the VHS, but, you know, Blu-ray digital downloads. But they don't really do that anymore. Well, I guess you wouldn't rent a Blu-ray, but you can still rent it on digital download. But that is now typically released in conjunction with the streaming. And typically it's the company selling it to themselves to then direct to the consumer. But the streaming element, which a lot of companies have their own streaming platforms, have cannibalized both of those markets. Because if you're going to release something on streaming, then people will just wait for it to go on streaming. Not everyone, most people, like, at least a portion of the maybe audience will. And whereas you previously get a good amount on VHS or home rental, you now just wait for people people just wait for that. So that's an issue. And Hollywood made their own streaming platforms. So they cannibalized those two pretty important revenue sources, because people won't rent it if they know it's going to come out on, say, this is Warner Brothers, right? They know that it's going to come out on on HBO Max in like 6 months. They won't rent it. Why would they rent it? Why would they just wait, wouldn't they? I'm speaking from like a normie perspective. The people that are on the fence about watching a movie. And so they've done this to themselves, and they just don't take the risks anymore. And they built a rod for their own back. But this looks brilliant. And I'm looking through this, trying to get some kind of semblance of like what the hell is actually going on. It looks, you can kind of see some spoilers in here. Well, I mean, it's an educated spoiler. I actually have no idea. But if I look through some of this, for instance, where is it? There was some like flashy bits and pieces where you see them sort of going through. Is it here?
Our house? Our neighborhood? Our whole street? Has moved.
How the hell is that even possible? Oh my God, run!
Where was it? Where was it? There was a whole host of flashy images where they went through some stuff. God damn. Ah, here you go. Right, yeah. So I was looking at this and I was like, well, what can we see here? Like I can't see anything of what's going to go on through here. Is it here, or is it start coming through here? Like this, for instance. So this shot here, that obviously looks pre warping, going through time, I guess. I don't know. So they seem to have left some kind of spoilers in here. Like this again, like what's this? But I like this, the mystery of an unknown IP. No idea, just a unique concept. Armed with hammers, brilliant. Like, what's the cause? There was one thing which I thought was, I mean, that's sad. I hope the dog doesn't die. I mean, it looks like there's going to be some brutal action as well. And we do know from It Follows director, he's happy to kill people. Just kill him. Oh, you can see, look there, just underneath my big dumb head. Some claw marks. I'm keen on this. I'm keen. But then this was interesting. Look at this. What is this? Like the end of the movie? The start of the movie? The middle of the movie? What is this? This looks like a time bubble. Interesting. Hey? interesting stuff. Anyway, point to this video is, I don't want to fake a trailer reaction because I've watched the trailer. I watched it yesterday. But I want to talk about these kind of movies that we used to get all the time. This is one of them. So it's an interesting concept. And the thing is, love it or hate, Warner Brothers, this is a company that is still actually taking risks on original property. There's not many. I mean, A24 is built for that, obviously, but there's not many other companies that do this. So I give Warner Brothers some credit, genuinely. We used to get these all the time.